Hey, my friends, fellow anglers, and everyone who lives for that tug on the line. It's your fishing buddy here, ready to dive deep into the waters of New Zealand to bring you the most anticipated forecast of the week. We're talking about Monday, the 29th of September, 2025. Now, why is this day so special? Well, it's late spring here, and after the cooler winter, our waters are waking up, and so is the fish. This day, my friends, is set to be a true testament to spring's bounty, with conditions aligning for some genuinely exciting angling. Prepare to uncover some fantastic insights that will make your next fishing trip unforgettable, because I'm telling you, this period holds some delightful surprises for those who know where and how to look. Rainbows are getting super active as the water warms, so look for them closer to the surface, especially around lake edges, inlets, and areas with new weed growth. These post-spawning fish are eager to feed and will patrol these zones where baitfish and insects are becoming more prevalent. Think about those calmer bays and points where the sun hits early in the morning, warming the shallows. On the North Island lakes particularly, they'll be cruising near the banks, often within 2 to 5 meters of the shore. For these beauties, my go-to would be a light spinning setup with small, bright spoons or soft plastic lures in natural colors. If you're into fly fishing, a floating line with an emerging mayfly pattern or a small, flashy streamer will be incredibly effective. Remember, they're hungry, but can also be a bit wary in clearer spring waters, so subtle presentations are key. A small, dark nymph fished slowly under an indicator can also work wonders as they pick off emerging insects. Brown trout, especially those returning to the lakes after spawning, are going to be absolute machines for feeding. They'll be a bit spent, yes, but incredibly hungry. Focus your efforts on river mouths that feed into larger lakes, the drop-offs along the main lake basins, and any areas with submerged structures like old trees or rocky outcrops that offer cover. In the South Island particularly, the bigger lakes will hold these large, recovering browns. They're looking for an easy meal to regain condition, so think about their natural hunting grounds. For browns, particularly the bigger ones, I'd recommend a medium spinning rod with minnow imitating hard body lures or larger soft plastics that mimic baitfish. If you're a fly angler, large nymphs, weighted woolly buggers, or even worm patterns fished deep and slow can tempt these recovering fish. They aren't going to be as picky as later in the season, so don't be afraid to try something with a bit more profile. Remember, these fish are trying to pack on weight, so a hearty meal is what they're after. All right, let's talk about the weather for the 29th of September 2025. Across New Zealand, we're looking at a mixed bag but generally favorable conditions for spring fishing. Air temperatures will hover around 57 to 66 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 13 to 19 degrees Celsius, during the day, cooling down to around 51 degrees Fahrenheit, 11 degrees Celsius, at night. The atmospheric pressure should be relatively stable after some earlier variability this month, which is always a good sign for consistent fish activity. Wind-wise, we're expecting northwesterlies in areas like Auckland, potentially shifting to westerlies, and then southerlies further south in Christchurch. The good news is, for many regions, we'll see clouds clearing and becoming fine in the morning, though the North Island might get occasional rain in the evening. These milder temperatures and stable pressure, combined with minimal rainfall in many areas, mean fish won't be as affected by drastic changes, allowing them to settle into feeding patterns. Water temperatures are definitely on the rise, and this is crucial, my friends. In northern regions like Auckland, coastal waters are around 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. Further south, in places like Wellington, it's a cooler 54 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees Celsius. Freshwater lakes and rivers are also experiencing this warming trend. As the water gradually warms, fish metabolism increases, making them more active and hungry. This triggers a move from deeper, overwintering spots towards shallower areas where food sources like insects and baitfish are becoming more abundant. The increased oxygen levels in the warming, shallower water also contribute to this heightened activity. Now, for the lunar enthusiasts among us, the 29th of September 2025 brings us a first quarter moon. About 45 to 47% of the moon will be illuminated, and it's growing. In the fishing world, the first quarter is often seen as a promising time. The increasing light, especially as the moon is high overhead, at sunset and visible until midnight, can stimulate fish activity. Many anglers believe that the rising moon after sunset encourages fish to feed, making those late afternoon and early evening hours particularly productive. It's a period of increasing lunar influence, which often translates to more active fish. Overall, friends, this is prime spring action time in New Zealand. We're beyond the coldest part of winter, and fish are coming out of their post-spawning recovery, looking to feed voraciously. Rainbow and brown trout, especially in our beautiful lakes, will be highly active. They'll be less wary than later in the season and driven by hunger to regain condition. While some rivers might still be clearing from snowmelt, the lakes are truly shining. Expect to see fish moving into shallower, warmer water, actively searching for food. Mayfly hatches are also starting to kick off in the afternoons, adding another dimension to their feeding patterns. Considering all these factors, the warming waters, post-spawning hunger, stable to improving weather, and the first quarter moon, my friends, the bite for Monday, the 29th of September 2025, is going to be good, leaning towards very good. The combination of hungry fish after their winter and spawning efforts, coupled with increasing water temperatures and stable atmospheric conditions, means the fish will be actively feeding. While there might be occasional showers in some northern areas in the evening, the overall trend is highly positive. Get ready for some fantastic spring fishing. So there you have it, my friends, your comprehensive forecast for fishing in New Zealand on the 29th of September. I truly hope this helps you plan your next adventure and puts you right where the fish are biting. Remember, every day on the water is a good day, but a day with a good forecast is even better. Before you head out, drop a comment below and tell me, what are your go-to spring baits or flies in New Zealand? Or maybe, what's the biggest trout you've landed this early in the season? Share your stories and tips with our incredible community. And if you enjoyed this forecast, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another fishing update. Until next time, tight lines everyone, and may your reels sing with joy. Ni huaka, ni cheshwi,